All right, welcome back to the Spinning Backfist MMA show, ladies and gentlemen. It is Robbie Fox, Jack Mack, and we are here with the good guy and the bad guy, Daniel Cormier and Chael Sonnen, ahead of The Ultimate Fighter. We've got May 27th, the big premiere. I'm going to take a little bit of credit for this. I had an interview with Dana White a few years ago where we got into a small, I wouldn't call it an argument, but a small disagreement about having retired fighters coach The Ultimate Fighter.
Really?
I said I think you should have retired fighters coach the Ultimate Fighter because at the time we had just lost Khabib and Tony. And I said, okay, if that fight can't happen, if Khabib's going to retire and everyone wanted to see the Khabib-Tony Ferguson fight, why not put these guys against each other in the Ultimate Fighter?
Yeah.
And Dana said, I don't know if anyone would want to see that, the no fight at the end. I said, the fight at the end doesn't matter. You just put entertaining people in the coach's position, people are going to watch. And this, I think, is perfect.
The fight at the end does not matter, and you're right about that.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah,
right?
it definitely did.
Back then, it did, right? Because you wanted to get those interactions. But now, because everybody has so many avenues to seeing the fighters interact, that, it's not just on the show.
What? We got
Does that look like this is
we
made
got a
out
rubber
of rubber
pencil. We got
Does
a rubber
that look
pencil
like that's
going
made
on.
out of rubber?
It does.
It
It's
does.
an optical illusion.
Where'd you find that
Where'd
pencil?
you find that pencil?
Right here.
Oh, it's in the crack of the couch?
Yeah.
I
think
Did you hear what DC was saying?
Yes. Oh, I heard it all. He's
right.
such a good coach. By the way, he was such a good coach. He was running the Gilroy wrestling team, which, by the way, was like one match away from being second, 2 points away from being first. I mean, it was insane.
crazy.
But Daniel was fun. Can I tell him the story? Because he would train in Vegas, the fighters, in the morning. He would catch a plane home to Gilroy's. The kids never even knew he was gone. Shows up and he runs a practice, gets out of there, gets on a plane, gets back to Vegas the next day. I don't know when he slept, but this dude is the real deal.
Gilroy,
The real
Oklahoma?
deal.
Gilroy, California. It's like a 45-minute flight from
Vegas?
Yeah.
San Jose.
No,
Yeah,
it's
so
a godless, uncircumcised little area in California.
Come on, it's
You
awesome.
wouldn't want people to know
It's
you
the
were
garlic
from there,
capital of the world.
The
Gilroy.
garlic capital of the world?
somebody has to do the job. Not everybody can live in West Lynn.
Do they have a history of being a good wrestling
Yeah.
program? Okay.
We had a
got
good
it.
history, but it's like it's always been good. Never this good though.
Well,
This
of course,
is-
we know that.
This has been. We've been in the top 13 teams in the country for the last 4 years.
Will you ever
Just a
go
little
up to,
public school.
Will you ever go up to the
No.
Pacific Northwest and
So we've had guys wrestle each other. Like so his best guy is a kid named Justin Rademacher. He just won the Pan Am Games. And one of my best guys is a kid named Cody Merrill, and Rademacher beat him the last 2 times.
Was a surprise. It was a surprise.
Yeah.
But
I have
Rademacher
to
got him.
ask. In the viral clip when you were interviewing Islam and Habib comes in, you're talking about your kids
It's
went to
those guys.
Dagestan and beat the Dagestani kids. They're saying no. That who actually won those wrestling matches?
So there's a kid named Daniel Zepeda. He's like the #1 kid in the country. He won some matches. And
Daniel
a couple
Zepeda,
others.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, he wrestles right now. He's a very popular high school kid somehow. I don't know how high school kids get so popular.
Yeah.
He walks off the
TikTok.
mat. He walks off the mat and kids just flock to him. It's amazing to see.
Yeah.
But yes, he does well. But those kids did good. All those guys that are graduating from school now was that group of kids that we sent out to Dagestan. Khabib did a great job. He said, just get them here. He took care of everything, man. Their housing, their food, everything. So we flew them out there. Of those 8 kids that went, one's at Oregon State, 2 are going to Cornell, one's going to NC State, one's at Cal Poly, another one's going to Oregon State, another one's going to Michigan, and another one's going to play
All D1.
football. All big time school.
All right, before we continue along on this interview, just got to remind everyone that we are sponsored by Game Time, the best ticketing app on the internet, the best ticketing app in the world, the only one that I use.
And it's playoff time. NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, MLB's in swing. Obviously, you're probably watching this because you like MMA.
And if
UFC.
you want to go to any of the fights, obviously UFC pay-per-view coming up near us soon.
Yes.
If you want to go to any of these fights, it should be about the fight itself or the experience itself of a live show, not the hassle of buying tickets. Game Time makes it easy. Code BACKFIST will get you $20 off, actually, your first purchase. Terms apply, but code BACKFIST, $20 off your first purchase. Shows, concerts, sports, whatever it may be. Obviously, playoffs going on right now, NBA, NHL playoffs. That's big. Game Time, BACKFIST will get you $20 off.
You heard the man. Back to the interview.
Your kid at Michigan State, did he transfer, by the way?
He went to Michigan this year for the
He
last
did
year.
go to Michigan.
Yeah.
All right. He's
But,
a stud.
Khabib, they did. When they tell you send your kid there to wrestle, They're not lying.
Send it 3 years to Dagestani
And forget about it. It's
I
not
I love that story. That's
And he
that's
said
the
one
brotherhood right there. The
Yeah.
brotherhood is that Khabib knows about these kids, and he only knows them because his teammate Daniel, he takes care of them when they got there. I love.
nice.
I actually love that
Yeah.
story.
He came to a wrestling match in San Jose one time in our conferences, and he told our kids every time they'd pin somebody in the finals, he'd give them $100. You tell a bunch of high school kids that back then, they were all pinning everybody. It was a great day.
You still get into disagreements about Dagestani wrestling versus American
All
wrestling?
the time.
Yeah.
They've been beating us lately, also.
You don't like hearing the Dagestani handcuffs, right?
No, because that's not what it's called.
I remember, I forget what fight it was, but it was somebody said it. I don't know if it was John, but they said, "Oh, he's got the Dagestani." No, it may have been Bisping.
Maybe, yeah.
He said he's got the Dagestani handcuffs, and you said you can't
shut it
say
down.
that.
Yeah.
You cannot
It's
say
just
that.
a risk control.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Did you guys get competitive on the set of The Ultimate Fighter? Obviously, you're such good friends
Oh
with
yeah.
Good Guy, Bad Guy, and
Oh
everything.
yeah.
The Coaches
Oh, we were
Challenge.
keeping track for sure.
Was it Chandler McGregor pushing each other in the
Oh,
face?
no.
No, we
I
didn't
don't
get
think
rude to each other, but the competitiveness and it really is spawned for that. Like when I did this before, and that was 10 years ago, but when I did it before, they fought to get into the house. Everybody came out and actually had a fight, and that's where you assessed them. Daniel and I now, bro, okay, you get them for an hour, I get them for an hour. I get them, do whatever I wanted. Jump rope, do jumping jack, and whatever you wanted. And then I got to take my little notes, and he's got to take his notes. So, I mean, right from the beginning, we were put in a Columbine into a draft type situation.
Yeah.
And it is competitive. Yeah, most definitely.
And when you lose, oh my God, it sucks so bad. I might have had a few explosions
Oh, really?
on the kids. Yeah, dude, I get mad. I don't like to lose. And Chael's too even for me, right? Chael's a big personality. But in the coaching role, he wins a fight. He doesn't go crazy and celebrate. They lose a fight. He doesn't go crazy and celebrate. So he's so even. And I'm like, you beat me. And it's like you don't care. So I'm in the back just screaming at the kids.
Were you screaming at the kids more than Chael?
Daniel probably was. I think so. But I think he might have been in a little bit more coaching mode because he had the Gilroy
Yeah.
team.
I was
getting ready for the
I'm
state
just sharing
tournament.
for you.
Yeah.
I like Daniel's style, though. I mean, we had pretty similar styles. We
Yeah.
both got very lucky. We had very good staffs.
Yeah.
But I mean, we brought these kids in hoping to groom them and mentor them. And aside from whoever wins this process, we're hoping all of them get a chance. We're hoping that you
There's a
leave
lot
everybody
of
with a
talented
little
kids
something.
on this season. A lot of talent on this season.
Yeah. Who do you got? You got a tattoo here on your arm of Bert and Ernie. Who do you got there? Who's up top
Bert and
there?
Ernie. It's
That's
the
that's
Beatles.
That's
Is that
that's
who that
Grimace.
is?
That's
Grimace.
Yeah,
Oh,
Grimace.
no. This is a Muppet. It's Animal.
Oh, all right. No,
My
that's
brother's
good.
a
Oh, it's
drummer.
Animal. That's Animal. Yeah.
I see it now. That's the Beatles.
So it's Animal dressed as
All
my
right.
brother because he was a drummer who had Animal
Look
on the
at
front of his
Animal.
kit. This is all the stuff. It's all gross and fresh right now.
You know, by the way,
'cause
I
just got it
watched you grow.
You just got that?
I've got you
done.
grow
the
from,
middle part.
from little Robbie to you're in the war room with Dana. What is that like? Like when you finally get to the level where Dana White gives you his number. Hey, Robbie, you
Yeah.
need something, call me.
Yeah.
Do you go home and you go, hey, Mom, I think we might have made it?
I mean, did you see this summer? He gave me a large chunk of change for my wedding.
No.
It was crazy. I said to him, I joked to him because he would take a lot of people at Barstool
Yeah.
gambling with him.
'Kay.
And Dave and everyone, and he makes sure everyone leaves a winner. And I was like, I've been covering the UFC for how many years? When are you going to take me? And he was like, tonight, let's go. And I was like, oh, tonight. This was the night before UFC Noche at the Sphere.
Oh.
So he goes, I'll text you the location, basically send me location. And I was like, okay, I'll be there.
Yeah.
And that night, I watched him gamble from 10 p.m. to 5 in the morning or something like that.
Wow.
He went down millions. It's all we did like a Bussin' with the Boys vlog. He went down like 1.3 mil, came all the way back up to even, and then won went up $100,000.
Wow.
And just turned around, gave me 20 grand in chips.
He gave you 20
Said,
grand
have a good wedding.
for your wedding.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, you must-
beautiful.
So that was the moment where
I
you
love
go,
that.
oh my God, yeah, like
Yeah,
made it.
yeah,
Uncle
yeah.
Dana gets the wedding
he's
invite
the
for
man.
sure.
That's
He could
beautiful.
ordain it if he wants to at this point. You know what I mean? Like, you start handing chips out like that.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, that is a made it moment. The War Room's sick. The War Room always feels like I shouldn't be there because there's fights that aren't announced.
Sure.
And we
Yeah.
have cameras
You
in
see
there. And
things
we
you're
know,
not
like,
supposed to see
we're
in the
getting,
War
like,
Room.
The
Well, the
PRI's
the
like, you
pivot
better
did
not
that
put
one
that
time.
out.
Remember the pivot was in there and they
Yes.
accidentally screened the.
And
Happy
and
Dad
that,
Boys
yeah, you
did it
want to.
too.
You always want to be like, I promise, we'll put out. You have the final cut of everything, so
Yeah.
you feel like you got the snipers on you a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever get in trouble? Like, does Chael ever get you in trouble on Good Guy, Bad Guy?
So Chael was on a run recently. Chael was on a run a few weeks ago. He first told me that John Jones and Tom Aspinall was done to the date. And he was sure. That's awesome. The date, the location,
Yep.
everything.
Everything's set.
And there
Because
was
you
another
believe
one.
that, or just because you
I
wanted to?
believe that. Yeah,
okay.
I thought I
There
had
was
inside
another one
scoop.
that he said, and I was like, yo, you're out of control. Then right before a show, he said something else right before the show. So we're going to make fun of him about something he said before, but he had new material
Yep.
that had just came out, so I brought that up. And then 3 days later, he was right. And we did
Okay.
a 5-minute segment of talking about how right he was.
Yep, that's
So
true.
yeah, it's like you, he will steer you sideways. And
That's a
at
good
times,
way of putting it.
But then he'll get you on track and he'll get one right. And he's been right twice. He was right about last weekend.
But fellas,
he
as
said
you
Monday
know-
we'll be talking about Jose Aldo's retirement, and that's what we were talking
Sure.
about.
And as you know, it's hard to get accurate information in this space. Like, they
Yeah.
do a very good job of protecting news to create speculation. But sometimes I think I know the right person that will have the right answers, and they don't. Sometimes the fighter themselves will find out about something during an announcement. I found out I was fighting Anderson Silva when Dana had announced it on SportsCenter. I saw, oh, I'm next. So sometimes the way you keep a secret is you don't tell anybody, including them.
Sometimes you go in such a crazy direction. I mean, the last time you were in the office, you were telling us, you know who DB Cooper is.
Yes, that's
and
true.
you were also telling us that there's like a crazy
dead.
like love triangle in MMA. That,
Yes.
Yeah, you were getting all into that.
With
You were talking about
Valentina,
that. and-
John,
And Holly Holm.
and Holly Holm.
Yeah, they had their
You
triangle.
were talking about that, and
Yeah.
I'm like, if he's
Man.
bringing that up on
And then
ESPN,
Valentina
obviously.
just put on her Facebook that you referenced her being a spy, which I
Yes.
think you did during the Love Triangle
Correct.
talk, and she said, "Hey, Chael, I'm not a spy."
I'm not a spy,
Do you
which is
think
what a
she's a
spy
spy?
would say. No, I don't think she's a spy at all. I just think that the folklore, like, this is how legends are made. She speaks 7 languages. She's an expert in unarmed combat. It turns out she's good with armed combat. She's trained the military with pistols and whatnot. Her mother was a badass. Her sister's a badass. She sits in the middle, not to mention she's pretty on top of all of it. Like, this is what characters in movies get made out of.
I
and
interviewed her
I
last
only
week. You
bring
know
to
who she told me her idol is?
Tell me.
James Bond.
Really?
Swear to
Oh,
God.
Very
so
cool.
she's kind of playing into it a little bit.
A little bit. She said she feels like James Bond herself because she's like, he could drive a car, he could
Yeah.
shoot guns, he could fly a plane. She's like, I do jujitsu, Muay Thai,
And
striking.
Bond is done. You saw him get a nuclear bomb dropped right on it. Like, they're never going to be able to redo a Bond, correct?
I
You
don't
know, I
know.
was
They're
disappointed
gonna
with
do
I have
Bond.
seen
They'll
Bond
bring him
come back from more.
They'll
than
bring him
that.
back.
Sure.
Yeah.
When they stopped being Pierce Brosnan, I was disappointed. Are you watching Pierce's new show with Tom Hardy? It's called
Mobland?
Yeah.
No, but I've heard great
My
things about
parents
it.
love it.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
good fun TV.
All right. Interesting.
How much TV do you get to watch?
I try to get a couple hours in a
about
week.
you?
I'm watching Dark Side of the Ring.
So we had a conversation recently, and we're on the UFC bus in Mexico,
Okay.
and we're driving back from the arena, and we start talking about shows. And I'm all, did you watch this? And everybody's like, oh my God, it's so good. And then you keep doing that, and somebody else goes, did you watch that? Then you get to like 7, 8 shows, and everybody's like, oh my God, it's so good. And then you start thinking to yourself, everybody's so busy, but you watch a lot of television.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
I
yeah.
watch a lot of
You get a
TV.
lot of time for
Like I
TV.
watch, like we were
How do you
at
play
dinner one
FIFA
night.
then?
Oh God, I play a lot of FIFA.
Yeah.
Bro, let me tell you something. You want me to tell you what's the greatest part of my life?
Tell.
I'll tell you the greatest part of my life. One, free shit.
Okay.
That's amazing. Free stuff is the best. You get so much free stuff. I got this new golf sponsor, Anderson Ort. They send me boxes of gear, and it's just in my house. Then also freedom. So
Okay.
Monday, Chael and I do our show at 7. I have nothing to do after that until 4 p.m. So if I want to play golf, I play golf. If I want to play FIFA, I play FIFA. If I want to watch movies or TV, I watch. Tuesday, nothing until 4 p.m. Wednesday, nothing. Like literally just doing my YouTube stuff. Like freedom is what is the best about the life that we live.
I completely agree. Who's your favorite FIFA team to play with? Do you have an ultimate team? Do you have
Okay,
favorite
so I don't
players?
like Ultimate Team.
Oh, okay.
The teams are too
interesting.
good now.
You got to get the cards and all
Yeah,
that
it's
shit.
too much.
Yeah,
but I like it in the beginning when I could use my money to buy all the cards. And then my team's better than everybody. But then once they all catch up, it's
you
bullshit.
buy the freedom. in
Yeah, I buy
FIFA,
it.
yeah.
So I like Bayern Munich.
Okay.
They're really good. I like Harry Kane.
All right.
And I like I play with Bayern Munich. I play with England's national team.
All right, they're a lot of
And
fun.
then I try to stay away from I play Real Madrid some because everybody plays Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to play with them because everybody plays with them.
Chael, why do
Look,
you
look,
hate
We're losing shit.
He
football
hates
so
golf.
much?
He hates
What?
golf and soccer.
You don't golf? You seem
wanna
like
know
a
what
guy
I
who
want?
would get out on the links.
I want Dave Portnoy to run for president.
Really?
You did tell me
I
this.
do.
Okay.
I think Portnoy. Okay, here's the ticket. Donald Trump Jr. Portnoy is the VP. I know he doesn't want to be VP. I know, but it's not meant as an
I
insult.
don't think he wants to be into
That's
politics.
a ticket, right? That's a ticket. He likes to argue. He's not
does.
afraid to go head to head.
True.
He's got strong opinions and doesn't back down. I mean, whether he wants to do it or not, he is the kind of leader that people are going to gravitate for. I'm going to get this started now, but I would like to see a ticket with Portnoy on it.
All right. I don't think it's going to happen.
Would you be
to
a part of the
honest.
cabinet?
Yeah, I would be interested.
But
in
you
doing
want to
that,
be the
but
governor.
Yes. Yeah, I don't want to leave Oregon. That's the thing.
That's the
but,
thing,
But I
yeah.
would pitch in. I mean, if you get asked to pitch in, you got to pitch in. But
I'll say this. I don't know if Dave's antics at UFC in Miami in front of the Secret Service helped
way.
his case.
He had courage.
Because
He was showing
Service,
courage.
They were all coming over and shaking his hand before the event. Oh, nice to meet you, whatever. And then he starts screaming at Bryce Mitchell, and they started turning around like, who is this lunatic?
he still
behind
showed a
us?
courage.
Like,
he still showed a courage in it. He is
did,
who
yeah,
he is.
did. Yeah.
What does
That's a
Trump,
powerful
when
thing.
he comes up to you guys, he shakes the booth's hands. What's he say to you? Has he had any good one-liners to you? Or he just says hi?
I've always
Honestly,
wondered
stuff
that
like
too.
proud of you, proud of what you've done.
Wow.
Like seriously, your career and this, and then also any of my courses.
Oh, he
Just call
tells
me.
you.
He knows you as a golf
Any
guy.
course, yeah,
Wow.
any course.
Have
call
you been
me.
getting better at golf?
So then, Cassandra calls the Secret Service guy, who then puts me on golf courses.
Book a tea time for me?
That's freedom. Wow. That is the definition.
That's
You see what I mean? You see what I mean?
That's
You're
amazing.
right.
See what I mean?
Way to
That's
bring
what I
it
mean.
back. Yep.
But no, I'm not getting that.
What did he say?
You're
to-
not getting better?
He said something to Rogan one time, though. The president
Thank
said something
you.
to
He
Rogan.
said
Did
thank
you,
you to
could you
Joe.
hear it? All right.
Are you breaking like 100?
Yes.
Okay.
But 90s, that's not good enough.
Hey, that's
we have
great
like
YouTube
series
content.
here, yeah, like breaking 100. We have breaking 90, breaking 85. That would be a great like. Let's get DC on one of those.
yeah, we
Let's
need to
see
get
what
on
we
that.
could break. Yeah,
'Cause I'm terrible.
What about Top Golf? Do you guys ever play that? Is that fun or is that
I've
totally
been
Top golf
there.
is dying.
I like Top
Oh,
Golf.
it is?
I've been there.
It's dying. Hey,
did
can
you
we talk
enjoy
about
it?
the Ultimate Fighter?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. What are we
Please,
talking about
Can we
here?
talk
We're
about
talking
the Ultimate Fighter a little
Can,
bit?
can you tell us anything about the coaches challenge this year, or is that all
No.
secret?
Nah, we can't tell you.
Can't tell you about it, but it was fun.
But we didn't get
Oh, it
no
was fun.
20 grand for a wedding, I'll tell you that much. What about that? Did you have the wedding? Have you already had
No,
it?
no.
He
No,
did.
we
Are
didn't.
we
I
invited?
know,
I'm trying to talk about the
Are
Ultimate
we
Fighter.
invited?
for
I
you.
mean, we're not
He
coming,
keeps
but
taking me
are
off
we
of it.
invited?
Did you guys recreate the viral moment? Can't let you get too close. Did
No.
they try to
No,
make you do
I
that?
Thank
not
you for
wanna
even
do that.
knowing that.
That's the greatest. That's one of.
That's one of my best moments in Ultimate Fighter history.
I think
Oh, for
UFC history.
Can I tell
That
you?
Rampage
Thank you.
breaking the doors up there.
That
Can
right?
I tell you what I
Can't
wanted
let
to
you
do?
get too close.
So we have a training room, and just picture this: there's a ring right behind us, a cage or whatever, and then you're out here training. So my whole plan, I wanted to stand in front of this and have my guys sit it down. So they're facing me, the ring's behind us, and I'm giving them a speech about John Jones and how John Jones hides under the ring, and John Jones hide from drug, whatever it was, something like this. And then John crawls out from under the ring, pops up behind me, like a real pro wrestling angle, and but then he just tells the guys, and then he leaves as I keep going on about John Jones, and all he's got to do is fly into Vegas, do this one thing, right? This would be like the Gimp. This would be
would have
a
been the most
legendary
viral moment of
moment.
all time.
He wouldn't do it for me.
No.
He wouldn't do it for me. No, and I'm like,
Oh,
John, you're not understanding this. Like, yes, you're the brunt of this joke,
Do you think
but
it
it's
was
still a
'cause
joke.
he was involved?
Yeah, probably. And that
No,
was
it's not
another
my
thing I
fault.
thought I
No.
could win John over.
That was probably my fault.
No, that was another thing. I thought I could win John over a little bit because it'd be against DC.
Yeah.
And that part he did like. He was into sticking it to DC.
But do you think it was sticking him in too much of a playful manner?
Yes.
No, and also the you don't want to be the butt of the joke at times.
That's right.
Some guys take
Yeah.
themselves way too serious.
Yeah.
Did you? I mean, I was on the weigh-in show with nipple covers.
No, you are.
You
I
guys
don't
on the
mind
weigh-in
it.
show. The
I was
weigh-in
on-
show is at this point.
Nipple covers is funny.
Did you not see it? I said
I just like how
it
you
was
said
when
nipple
Pereira
covers.
was fighting. I go, I'm so excited for Pereira's fight that my nipples are hard. I had to put a nipple cover. I pulled my shirt open in that nipple
No!
cover.
No!
I did.
The head
That's
shakes
funny.
from off camera are
Yeah, it
great
was
as
so
you're
bad.
saying that.
Yeah, it was so bad.
The weigh-in show almost is like this interview where it's like I feel like someone on the weigh-in show is usually like, all right, can we get back to the UFC here because
Can I
it
ask
just
you a
goes
question?
off the rails some weeks, but it's so
it does.
funny.
Can I ask
It's
you an
fun,
important question?
Yeah, sure.
Are you even engaged, or did you shake Dana down for
No,
two
I
days?
am engaged.
Really?
Confirmed engaged.
Well, it's
yeah,
a long
yeah,
time
Oh, I've
ago when
met-
you're
I've
not
met
getting any
his
closer.
fiancée. I've
Yeah,
met his
really?
fiancée.
Okay.
yeah. Met her, yeah.
All right.
But
What
that
are you
would
gonna do?
be
Are
a
you gonna-
good shakedown. That would be a, like.
And what about her dad? Her dad's supposed to cover the wedding traditionally. So now all of a sudden, are you in for 20 dimes, or that can go to a down payment maybe?
These are all questions that we
Did
need
you
the
even
missus
tell
here
the
to,
old man
to
that you
debate
got a
this.
$20,000 spot?
I actually, if Chael's gonna get you in trouble, he's gonna get me in trouble.
Yeah,
Did you
you're
tell?
in trouble. That's the problem.
Did you tell her old man that you got a $20,000 spot.
If he didn't know,
on the
he
wedding.
knows
You
now.
saw the video. I think you saw the video. Yeah. I don't
So
think
no,
we
you
had.
did
I don't
not-
think we had
you
a
did
comment.
not
One person
directly
we don't
tell
want to know about this. We all know. 3-letter organization. We
Yeah,
do
yeah,
not
yeah,
want the
yeah.
IRS to know about this.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's probably
They
already
don't,
on
watch,
the.
they don't watch this program.
Yeah.
No, they don't
think.
watch. No.
I think the first thing I texted him was like, no, don't report that.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, but I report everything I IRS. I report
Yes, of
everything.
course. Always.
Always.
I can't believe we're
Sometimes
putting
for
all
a
this
friend, I'll probably
unrecorded.
pay his. I'll probably
Yeah,
cover
no,
his.
I'll do. I go above and beyond.
Yeah, whatever you can do.
Whatever you can do.
Yeah, yeah, we're putting this all out, just all recorded.
guys are
Yeah,
crazy.
IRS
That's
reporting
crazy.
things. Yeah.
I
Can we get back to the
Is
old
Is this your
fighter?
first wife, though? Is this your first wife?
Yeah, it
Well,
will
I
be,
hope
yeah.
it lasts for a while. I'm probably not going to
First
make
and
it, but
last.
I'll
Let's
be
hope
to your
first
next
and
one.
last. Yeah.
Oh, no. How long do you think? You'd be married for 4 or 5 years, you think? That's a
4 or
long
5
time.
years.
No,
Yeah,
just
What
relax.
is this guy doing
I don't
right
know,
now?
man.
No,
just
what?
gotta-
He's
you-
putting me in a blender.
he's
No, I'm
putting
just
you in a blender.
workshopping.
Do not fall victim to the
Is
pressure.
he trying to do this to you on
Don't
good
fall
guy,
victim
bad
to,
guy?
You can't fall victim to the pressure. You got to just steer clear of it and get him back on track.
Tell you what, the missus isn't going to be a Chael fan after this interview.
No, she's
she was a
wonderful.
Chael fan.
No, she's wonderful. I
She
think
was a
she
Chael
will like
fan,
it.
but I
I'm
don't
trying
think
to
she's gonna
save
like
her
this
dad
interview.
20 grand, but I'm also trying to get her husband a 20 grand head start. She is my number one concern, as a matter of fact.
Okay, respect.
Yeah.
If you want to give us a 20
I'm not
grand
talking
head
about you're
start,
going to
we'll
leave
take
her
it.
after
It's
5 years.
$20,000.
I'm talking about that she might leave you. No, she's, come on, you did great there.
She might leave
I
you,
married
did he
way.
just mix in there?
She might.
We got to
I
talk about
married
the
way
Ultimate
outside
Fighter.
of
We're
my
here
class.
talking
I have
about
a
the
great Ultimate Fighter question.
Sure.
I
Tell
have
me.
the number one Ultimate Fighter
All right.
question.
Tell me.
Okay. So, as an MMA fan, we've seen kind of a little bit of a shift where Ultimate Fighter is where a lot of the guys historically have come up, amazing fighters. But it feels like it's shifted a little bit to the Dana White's Contender Series. A lot of guys. What?
That's a great question.
Yes, it
I
is.
honestly was thinking
Well,
about
I
that.
didn't even ask the question.
No, because I know where you're going.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But I wanted to ask you guys. You guys have obviously seen the talent already. Your crop. Do you think this is very similar to the guys you've seen on the Dana White's Contender Series,
So-
or do we just give too much hype to the Dana White's Contender Series instead of the Ultimate Fighter?
So last weekend, Jack Della Maddalena became the third Dana White Contender
Yep.
Series world champion. 16 fighters have won off of the Ultimate Fighter. I just can't remember the last one.
I can't either.
Because now the ones that are becoming champ come off of Contender Series. Jamal, Sean, and now Jack Della. So I believe that these kids are still as talented. Problem is, if you are given an option, you know that Contender Series is one fight. And if it's a great fight, you get in right now.
Yeah.
On the show, you got to find a way to navigate which one of the things I agree with Chael wholeheartedly on this. It is the hardest tournament in all of sports because over the course of a month, you've got to fight 2 times.
no, it's crazy.
It's crazy. So if given a choice, you got to be locked in for one night to earn a ticket, opposed to a month with your opponent living in there, beating 2 people over the course, and then getting to the finals and beating another guy
Injuries
to get
as
there.
well. There may be an injury.
I think you'll see more from the Contender Series ultimately continue to elevate themselves faster because the journey's a lot shorter.
We've heard a lot of guys say, "Hey, I said no to Contender Series or no to Ultimate Fighter with the hope of getting to Dana White's Contender Series."
And that's tricky too. Like if the UFC's calling, how do you say no?
Exactly
Thinking,
right.
like, let's hope they call in the
And it's
future.
such a huge
The
show.
biggest issue also is that you have to win a certain way on Contender.
Yeah.
You could be a really good fighter,
True.
but if you don't have the right style,
Yeah.
Dana can go, "Hey man, you look amazing, but
Yeah,
could
Bo
be in a
Nickel
bad
had a
mood.
stoppage, but
But
he
Ultimate
could be in a
Fighter,
bad
yeah.
mood.
If
Ultimate
you're
Fighter
winning,
don't
you're
matter
winning.
what
Yep.
you do. If you win the
True.
show, you're in."
Yep.
Yeah. And then
Those are
there's a
both
guy.
very good arguments, but I think to your question, the greatest marketing vehicle our sport's ever seen is the Ultimate Fighter. But you are starting to feel the pressure by Dana White Contender Series. I mean, he
it's
does
good
a really
pressure.
exciting
You know, it's
thing.
all
does it
within the
live.
UFC.
It's all
Sure.
within the UFC.
Yeah.
I want her to like me. I wasn't saying anything bad about her. I want her to be happy. No, I think that I don't want you to mischaracterize it. I'm on her side.
All right, good. I don't know if she'll take it that way.
I'm the victim here.
We'll
I'm
show
the
her-
one that
I'll
got
show her
told
the
about a
game
wedding
tape
that I
later.
was
We'll
never
break
even
down the game
invited
tape.
to.
I think he was gonna invite you.
You
Yes.
were gonna get the invite on the way
I,
out.
at a minimum, would
DC's
send a
getting the
gift.
invite.
I'm not
So
going to come.
what is
You send a
it's
nice gift.
KFC Radio.
Yeah.
So it's just about chicken.
Will Portnoy
No, it's-
show? Will
It's-
Portnoy
it's
come to the
hosted
wedding?
by a guy with the initials KFC.
Okay.
Kevin
okay.
French.
It's actually Barstool's first podcast ever.
I know that
Chael's
you can
been
hear
on
me
it. You were
about
talking DB Cooper on
Portnoy at the
KFC
wedding.
Radio.
Yes, I
Yeah.
know who DB Cooper is.
We
100%
know, yeah,
true
yeah.
story.
Who's
You know, I
DB
don't even
Cooper?
mean that to be funny. He
never
just
heard
happened
of
to
that?
live up the road from me. You got to understand, he left from Portland Airport. I live 20 minutes
Yeah.
from Portland Airport. He jumped over Seattle and then took his motorcycle back to Portland. I mean, I'm just sharing, like, somebody's going to know him, and it turns out it's me.
There's a famous plane hijacking.
Yeah, the most famous.
that happened. Probably the most famous.
Yeah.
And the guy never got caught. He jumped out of
Really?
the plane with a parachute, never got caught. Chael apparently knows who he is.
They
Nobody
pin,
else
they pin
does.
it on a
Just
white
Chael.
guy.
Just Chael.
They put it on a
like
white guy, but it's relevant because the one eyewitness said, "Hey, I think he was Hispanic," and they're both wrong. It turned out that he's Indian. But
Oh.
I'm only sharing with you. I know several things that only
Do
the
you know the
FBI
name
knows.
of the actual hijacker?
Of course, he's
Oh.
my sister's godfather. He was
Yes,
my
he did
father's
tell me
business
that.
partner. Yeah,
Your
I
father's
know very well.
business
Yeah,
partner.
he died 5 years ago in
you guys go to the funeral?
Arizona, and his wife came back to Oregon. Yeah, the funeral, and his
Are you
wife
guys,
died. She died last.
How do you guys get into like how do you guys
Christmas.
just things like Joe? How do you know this?
Yeah, but the wife doesn't
DB
know.
Cooper's pretty famous story.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I have no idea.
There's like a famous drawing of him. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look it up now.
Yeah, it's worth
Google.
looking into.
Do you
No, you
still
gotta
think
when
you
you got
can
like a
throw
free
a
Tuesday.
95-mile-per-hour fastball?
No.
Okay.
I cannot.
All right.
I can't throw it. I can't throw an 80-mile-an-hour fastball.
That was
Bro,
that
it's
was very
absurd.
funny.
I'd be
But
right
I
there.
say stuff on TV,
yeah,
and a lot of times nobody fact checks me. Because how? What are you gonna do? Make me throw a baseball? I tried though.
Yeah.
And dude, I hurt my arm like throwing it. It was in the
It's ridiculous.
70s.
It's
It's
ridiculous.
like 60s, 70s.
No,
it's hard
that's
to
what I
throw.
would have guessed.
Yeah.
Which is still impressive.
But it's hard to throw that baseball. And you're not nearly. If I could tell Chris, get down in the catcher stance, and I throw a ball as hard as I can to him right there,
Yep.
I still won't even get it close to what the strike zone would be
Sure.
wow.
in a baseball.
Really?
Dude, because it just goes, when you throw it hard,
Yeah.
you can't control where it's going.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
It's true.
Do they get you if you're going to like a baseball game or you're on the boardwalk with like a speed pitch? Will you throw your arm out trying to impress people, or no? That's long past you.
You know what I generally do? Avoid to do it because then you save face by not doing it well.
That's true.
True.
Oh, I'm not too good for that.
And people are just like,
What do you think? I'm gonna throw it.
Right.
You think I'm gonna
I
punch
choose
that?
not to. raise
Oh,
it.
DC, you were the world champ. Punch the bag, that big bag
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I'm like, you think I'm gonna punch that for you?
And they just assume, oh, he would.
They're like,
he would,
well,
he would break
he would
this
just
machine.
kill that. So I just let them like think that if I hit it, it's not gonna be like not a.
So
great
you've
number.
never hit the thing in the Performance Institute?
No,
That's
I refuse.
measured.
The kids were trying to get me to do it this year on the Ultimate Fighter. I refuse.
Yeah.
Have you hit it?
I have hit it, but I've also seen it hit, and it depends where you hit the thing.
Yeah.
If you hit it up
Have,
here,
have you
yeah,
gotten one of those
towards the
crazy
tip.
metrics where they're
yes.
like, Chael hits like a Ford F-150?
And then done the other as well, where it's a total bomb, and some 9-year-old
like,
kid gets
yeah.
in front of
We
you
have
because
to
him and
ask
his
you.
buddies knew where the sensor was.
100 gorillas versus one man.
Oh, forget it.
We did it. We did this already. And it's
Okay.
like, no way.
No way men can do
I'm
it.
sorry.
No, gorillas just-
One man
No
versus
man.
100 gorillas.
No
yeah.
man.
Oh no,
Wins.
one
Yeah.
man versus.
100 men do not win. There's nothing we could do with our hands to hurt it. They're like, oh, you got a jiu-jitsu guy's gonna grab him and choke. You're not choking a gorilla.
You think you
One
can
guy's
cut
gonna grab
off-
his legs, and then it's not happening. You gotta have guns. We can't. This doesn't hurt anything that weighs.
I'm pretty lanky.
You know how much do you think a gorilla weighs? Normal one.
Isn't it? Like,
800 pounds.
No, 350.
A
so,
small one.
Listen,
No,
if it's
regular
350
size.
Silverback is not 350 pounds. Shut up. You're
That
lying.
sounds about right.
If it's 350 though, let's just say for
Yeah.
the sake of argument's
Sure.
sake, I'm putting it in a go-go plata.
Yeah. I believe you.
Bullshit, you're putting in a Google plot.
I'm putting it in
I
a
believe
go-go
you.
plata. It's tapping.
I think
You
the
guys
men
are
beat
out of
him.
your mind.
I would be one of
It's
those men.
tapping,
I would be
begging for
right out
mercy.
front too. I hear people say, "Oh, you got to be back and let him bite in this one and grab these ones." I will be right out front. I'll kick that
Silverback
gorilla's
Tell you
ass.
what, you don't need
Silverback.
100. You need two.
Yes.
You and me.
Can
And I
weigh
wish the gorilla well. I'm sure he's a perfectly nice guy, but
300
I'll whip his
to
ass.
500 pounds.
Sure.
500 pounds.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, George St. Pierre said the size of the thing is ridiculous. He said that he went on a trek with the gorillas. He said the silverback gorilla goes up to their group, literally turns his back to him.
Yep.
The guy then tells George in the group, you know why he did that? And he goes, why? Because he was showing you how little of a threat you are to him.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he puts himself in the most vulnerable position to show you you are no threat. Plus, it bites hard, punches hard. And I just, of this whole argument, I don't understand how people don't take fear into account. I could take this dude, 1, 2, 3. They can all go stand in the hallway. We could test this if you want. If you put,
We want.
we could test this. Us three, if we go, oh my God. And we run out of the room and start just sprinting out of this building. What do you think all those people at the desk will do when they see us running?
Yeah,
They're
follow
going
us.
to run because they don't even know what's behind us, but it's something that strikes fear in us.
We should
Right?
test that. That's
Test
how you
it.
guys should leave
Just
the
run
building.
towards someone with a group of people, and they're going to start running. It's human nature.
Sure.
That's without even knowing. That could be a dog. This guy don't like dogs, so he runs away from the dogs.
That is true.
Right? Now you telling me 90 men or 100, whatever, will watch as a gang of them just get destroyed, and then the fear won't set in? The fear is going to set in. The moment you see Chael's like, I'm on the front line. I'm standing in the back going, Chael's, can I cuss?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, yo, Chael's fucked. Right? I watch Chael
Chael's
go.
gone.
Gorilla's like, boom, rip, snap.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I'm not going out there.
You're going home.
So now I'm out. Right? You got to think fear. It's why people don't go in the water. It's like, I'm not going in an ocean. Because I've
elevators.
seen people get bit before.
You want to know why I go right out front with the gorilla, kick him right in his nuts? Do you want to know why?
Yeah.
And I wish the gorilla well. I don't want to fight a gorilla. I hope that he's good. But should push come to shove. Do you want to know why? Because he doesn't know we're fighting. He doesn't know those other 99 are there to attack him.
I agree with that.
He's going to let me walk right up, and he might be nice. He might
I
look
think
away.
20 to
Boom,
30
I'm on his
die, we
testicles.
win, though.
Boom,
The
just like
human
that.
race wins.
I'm in there. Boom, I got a finger right in his eyeball. The gorilla's like, "Argh!" He
Finger in his
doesn't know.
eyeball. That's
But
good.
guess what, though?
John
Guess what, though?
Jones.
Okay.
But guess what? The
Dagestani
moment that-
handcuffs.
The moment that the moment that gorilla starts to fight back, he doesn't know not to kill you.
That is true.
He only knows survival.
Oh no, we'll have casualties.
He only knows survival.
Well, you're putting. Who would win between a lion and a gorilla? We're told the lion, right? The king of the jungle. Who would win between a lion
A
and a brown
gorilla expert said 7 John Joneses would kill a gorilla.
bear? Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
Oh no, what gorilla?
Swear to
expert?
God,
No,
a gorilla
I have a gorilla expert.
said 7 John Joneses all it would take.
I don't think so.
No.
7.
I have a gorilla expert in Detroit.
I'm taking
he told
one
me gorillas
DC.
win.
All
Where's the
7? They
gorilla?
beat up 7? I mean, it's only got 2 hands.
Your gorilla expert
1
said the
mouth.
gorilla wins.
Yeah, he did.
That's
No, it's his expert. He knows him. He went to the zoo with him. This is
I
in
actually
Detroit.
haven't been to the zoo with him, but
Oh.
I have an opening invite to the.
how do you know this guy?
He runs the gorilla exhibit. At
Is
the,
he
the
credible?
Detroit
Is
Zoo.
he
Yes.
credible?
Yes. Runs the gorilla exhibit at the Detroit Zoo.
In the gorilla,
Pretty credible.
This is a gorilla expert.
Yeah. He calls himself the gorilla guy.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah,
give
but
me
he's
his
not an
Instagram. I
expert
want
in
to follow.
fighting.
It's
7
literally
men.
at gorilla guy.
What do you mean he's a
gorilla.
gorilla expert? Just because he's a gorilla expert doesn't mean he's an expert in fighting 7 men.
No,
Well,
that,
this
and that's
guy
true,
didn't
but
say
that's
7.
why we bring you guys.
Sure.
And you guys are an
No,
expert.
you get some nut hugger. Oh, the gorilla's so strong.
Well, and
Which
I'm gonna
is
tell
just
you
like
this
a
right
way
now.
of saying that he's not.
Who you gonna believe? Me or the guy that just tried to ruin your marriage before you even got started?
I was trying.
Who you gonna believe?
I was trying to get him a
Yeah.
20
I'm
dime
inclined
head
to believe
start.
you.
Right?
I'm inclined to believe you. Yeah. No offense.
This was great, though.
This was great. Thank you
Ultimate
guys for
Fighter.
Oh,
coming
here's
in.
your hat. What's your hurry?
May what?
That's it.
May what?
May 27th,
May
on
27th.
ESPN2
Yes.
and
Good job.
ESPN Plus.
There we
Did you
go.
get invited to the wedding? Will Portnoy go to the wedding?
The wedding
I feel like
invite-
you heard me
nobody's
ask
even
that
invited.
8
He
times.
hasn't been invited.
It's in 2 years.
Like 8 times. You've
Wait,
heard
how-
me.
why
Why
is that
just
so
ignoring
far?
it?
October 2026.
Wait, you're not supposed to
we
invite
wanted this
Dave to
venue.
weddings around here?
No,
Is that like a
Dave
thing?
gets invited.
Okay.
I'm sure
your time.
that
Don't rush.
Yeah.
I'm sure he may have a small wedding. I'm not
Yeah.
expected.
Let's
to be.
call Dave. Let's see if he wants to be on a ticket
I
with
think.
Don
Look,
McJown.
I think.
I'm not
Let's go.
calling Dave.
I think honestly.
Hey Siri, call
I
Dave
think
Portnoy.
honestly. I think
I'll ask
honestly.
him.
I think honestly, when you're
Portnoy.
planning a wedding, as a friend, you don't expect an invitation.
Yeah, of course.
And if it comes, good for you. But if it doesn't, it's all good.
You wouldn't be offended?
No.
All right.
I
Because
would not know.
you wish your friend good luck?
I'm talking about to my wedding. You might not get an invite if we're being honest.
Me?
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect one. I wouldn't expect an
I know,
invite.
I'm fucking with you.
And if I went to your wedding, I would just do everything in my power to ruin it. So yeah. You don't want me there,
Yeah,
dog.
he ain't invited
They're like,
you
does anybody have a problem with this? I'm in the back going,
Am I
yes.
on the
And
good
put my
side?
head
You
down.
guys would be good wedding crashers, though.
Sure.
If you guys showed up unannounced, I'd be like, all right, Chael and DC.
Yeah,
they
we're
can
gonna
have
Oh,
fun.
we should
It'll
invite
be
them,
fun.
and then it will be 98 other guys, and then
yeah,
we'll
I
have to
surprise
Now you're
everyone.
talking.
Gorilla shows up on the dance floor,
And then
and
you guys
here we
gotta
go.
go.
Did you ever eat a Philly cheesesteak down here in New York?
I have, yeah, it's pretty good.
They don't put mayonnaise on them. I don't think you have a sandwich.
Nobody
guys go?
puts
Where'd you
mayonnaise
go?
on a
We-
Philly cheese.
I had
Right
a
out to
Philly
the
cheesesteak
cart
yesterday.
outside.
I
You
had
said,
one
"Can I get some
yesterday.
mayonnaise?" He didn't
We
have
got into this
mayonnaise.
I mean, I
debate.
don't
Mayonnaise
think you should
disgusting
get
on
a
a Philly
Philly
cheesesteak.
cheesesteak from a halal cart. Like I just
right.
don't.
You
I
gotta
mean,
get
they
it
make
from
great
Bradley
stuff.
Cooper's
Chicken
new
over
spot.
rice.
And it's good.
Danny and Coops. I think it's pretty
Or
close.
Wogie's.
Will he put
Wogie's.
They
mayonnaise?
brought the Philly cheesesteak from Angelo's to New York. It's
Oh,
Batman
that's the one. I
City.
love Angelo's.
But
Yes.
do you know if they put? Do you know if they put mayonnaise?
Danny and Coop.
They don't. They don't.
Yeah, well,
what,
then it's not a
Danny and
sandwich.
Coop?
Danny and Coops.
Yeah, but they
it's
sometimes
the
don't.
owner of Angelo's and Bradley Cooper.
Danny and Coop. Danny and Coop. Put it on the.
Bradley
Hey, also
Cooper's in the
just
back
know,
making them.
just know for a fact.
You're close
Like-
to some really good pizza.
But I don't
like
like
pizza?
I don't like mayonnaise.
Oh
No, me neither.
Yeah.
Gross.
And neither he doesn't like mayonnaise either.
Yeah, it's gross.
Well, you
You-
can
are
say it's
you-
gross, but you don't have a sandwich. If you don't have mayonnaise, you don't have a sandwich.
In general,
That's the
just like-
argument. Yes.
No.
What about like a BLT? I guess that's a classic.
I'll
mayonnaise.
take you to
Oh,
Italy down
Your
the block.
guys are gonna
Prime
kill us.
rib and
I
bread.
I
It's all
tried
you
to
need.
wrap that up.
Yeah.
They
All
told
you
me to
need.
wrap it
No,
up.
you
and
get
they-
some prick that puts like Dijon mustard.
This
and
guy
thinks that he
loves
did
mayonnaise.
something.
I don't know why he loves mayonnaise so much.
That's
You
crazy.
ever
It's
have
not
a
that I love
mayonnaise and
It's just I
tomato
know what
sandwich?
it consists. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
So it's called Bradley and Coop.
No,
Is his name Bradley
no,
Cooper?
no. Danny and Coops.
So
So it's
Danny
called the
and Coops.
Ultimate Fighter. It's in
Ultimate
May.
Fighter. Yes,
May
the Ultimate
27.
Fighter, May
ESPN
27.
Plus.
All right,
Thank you.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bradley and Coop.
Danny and Coops.
Danny and